Do you wake up exhausted and struggle to get going in the morning even after a full night's sleep? If you want to wake up with all day energy and prime your body for fat burning, keep listening. What you do in the first 90 minutes of your day after waking has a huge impact on your weight, on your energy, on your cravings, and even your mood. And so today I'm going to walk you through the exact morning routine that I give my high achieving clients to achieve naturally balanced hormones and activate fat burning in our body. If you are a high performing woman who is frustrated with stubborn weight gain, low energy, and feeling like your body just isn't responding the way that you want to, I want you to hit that subscribe button. I share hormone supportive weight loss tips to help successful women finally lose the weight. Today, I'm walking you through my evidence backed morning routine to help rebalance your hormones, optimize your cortisol curve, and start shifting your body into fat burning mode, starting first thing in the morning. Hi, I'm Dr. Alicia McPherson. I'm a naturopathic doctor and clinical nutritionist, and I've helped over 3,000 women regulate their hormones, lose weight, and support their bodies in keeping up with their fast-paced, successful lives. And it starts every time with restoring their circadian rhythm and optimizing that first cortisol pulse of the day. One of my clients is a very busy career woman who was stuck in a plateau for years. So we started focusing on this exact morning hormone protocol, and she was able to finally release the weight. Quick question before we dive in. Do you wake up tired or more wired and anxious in the morning? Comment below with either tired or wired. I'm so curious to see which one is more common in this community. Most women have never heard of the cortisol awakening response, but it's one of the most important hormonal patterns for fat burning, energy, and stress regulation. Cortisol isn't just the stress hormone, it follows this daily rhythm. Now, ideally, your body produces this nice spike of cortisol within the first 30 to 45 minutes after waking. This spike helps you stay alert, focused, ready to take on the day. It also plays a critical role in your metabolism, your blood sugar balance, and inflammatory levels. So when your cortisol awakening response is healthy, it's telling the body, hey, we're safe, we're energized, we're ready to burn, not store fat. How you should feel in the morning. When your cortisol awakening response is functioning optimally, here's how you should be feeling. You wake up without an alarm, or if you do have one, you are not waking up groggy. You feel motivated to get going. Your mind is clear and you're not reaching for caffeine to function. Hunger cues are present, and you feel mentally steady, not overwhelmed or anxious to start the day. Now, what it feels like when you don't have your cortisol awakening response under control. If it is blunted or dysregulated, your mornings might feel like you need to hit that snooze button multiple times. You might feel foggy headed or, quote, dead inside for the first few hours. You're skipping breakfast because you're nauseous, you have no appetite. You rely on caffeine to get going and to give you energy in the morning, and you're often feeling very wired or very anxious. Now, over time, this creates a cycle where your body is stressed before you even get out of bed, and it fuels weight gain, mood swings, inflammation, and fatigue. Different forms of dysregulation you might have. So let's break this down a little further because not all dysregulation looks the same. Some common patterns I see in women are we might have this flatline cortisol awakening response where there's no cortisol spike at all in the morning. So you wake up and you feel exhausted. And these are my, okay, it's 2 p.m., I'm finally awake clients. You might also have an inverted curve. So you're exhausted in the morning, but you're wide awake at night, a classic night owl pattern that's often a nervous system issue. Then you might have a spiked and crash. So you get a big spike of cortisol and then crash hard mid-morning or early afternoon. This often goes hand in hand with blood sugar issues. And you also might have an overactive cortisol awakening response. So you wake up with heart palpitations, anxiety, racing thoughts, a feeling of dread and doom. Your nervous system is revved up. All of these are signs that your circadian rhythm needs attention. And good news, there's so much that we can do to support your hormones naturally. Now, if you're listening to this list thinking, oh, wow, this is me to a T, you are not alone. I would love to know, when do you feel your best during the day? Is it the morning when you wake up, afternoon, or evening? Drop it below in the comments. Okay, how do we fix this? So here are some steps that I love to take with myself, my clients. One, you are going to get natural sunlight within 30 minutes of waking up. If you don't have access to this, you can use a 10,000 lux lamp. So ideally getting access to this within 30 minutes of waking up, even on cloudy days. Again, if sunlight isn't possible, you can use that full spectrum light therapy lamp. This anchors your circadian rhythm, triggers your cortisol awakening response to go at the proper timing, and helps regulate energy, metabolism, and sleep. And please avoid sunglasses. You want to get that natural sunlight to your eyes. Now, pro tip, obviously don't look into the sun, but pro tip, avoid your phone, your email, your social media first thing because these spike dopamine and create stress before the body is ready. Two, you're going to do a visualization or a mental rehearsal immediately upon waking. So taking 2 to 3 minutes to visualize your ideal day and reverse a positive outcome. So this activates your prefrontal cortex and signals safety in the nervous system, lowering stress hormones, setting your mindset up for success. 3, we are going to protein load your breakfast. So the first meal of your day, I want you to aim for at least 35 grams of protein, stabilizing blood sugar, balancing out insulin, supporting healthy cortisol levels. A stable breakfast, and we've got fewer cravings, less belly fat, more energy. 4, if it's possible, get outside, go for that nature walk. 10 to 15-minute walk outdoors not only reinforces their circadian rhythm, but also lowers cortisol and activates those fat burning pathways. Movement, sunlight, amazing for hormones. Next, we've got magnesium and adrenal support on waking. Now, if your mornings feel like a total crash, you can try a magnesium or a very gentle adaptogen like ashwagandha, even rhodiola. These support adrenal function, especially if you're dealing with burnout, even a flatlined cortisol awakening response. There's adaptogens that can help our body fuel again. Next, you want to avoid rushing. Rushing signals danger, danger, danger to your nervous system. So build that buffer into your morning, 5 to 10 minutes where you are not panicked, you are not multitasking or jumping straight into urgency. This is going to help lower inflammation and helps your body shift into fat burning mode more easily. Next, we've got coffee. Now, I love coffee. A lot of my clients love caffeine, but we want to make sure that we're drinking it the proper way. So always pair it with a protein or a healthy anti-inflammatory fat. Avoid drinking on an empty stomach. So you can consume it alongside ghee, MCT oil, collagen. This helps minimize cortisol spikes, supports steady, calm energy without crashing. And next, we've got a cold water splash or a nice cold shower boost. So splashing your face with cold water, hopping in the shower for a very quick cold shower is going to stimulate that vagus nerve, helping regulate the nervous system and bringing down inflammation. It also triggers this minor cortisol release that may mimic your natural morning spike and support alertness, fat metabolism, and mood. Now, I also love regulation techniques like humming or a physiological sigh where you're doing an inhale through your nose, a second inhale, and a deep exhale. These are beautiful in the morning, and I do them throughout the day, which helps us regulate. Which of these tips are you already doing, and which ones are you going to try tomorrow? Let me know below by saying something like sunlight, protein, walk, cold splash. I'm going to be checking out the comments and cheering you on. Now, if you want to go deeper into a hormone-based weight loss protocol, I created a free training just for women like you. It's called 3 Strategies for Fat Loss Success, and I walk you through my full protocol to help you lose 20, 30 pounds in the next 5 months. Link is below. If this has helped you, hit the like button. It lets YouTube know that this is important information, and make sure you subscribe for more videos.